midst of my panic, I am actually freaking out. And since I've already had my warning, my suspension, what if they terminate my account next? Very, very, very scary. And I have nothing to do but wait until they get back to me.
How do you kick off a video like this? Hey friends, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, I'm Sutton, and this past week, my Amazon account had been shut down. It's every indie author's worst nightmare. Your account has been suspended, your account has been terminated. I'm actually in a few Facebook groups where authors kind of comment about this happening to them, and every time I see it, I feel so freaked out. Like, it puts a terrible pit in my stomach of anxiety, and I'm just thinking, okay, what would I do if it happened to me? What would I do? I don't know. I probably would cry. Well, this is going to be a long journey, a long ride to talk about everything that happened and then my overall thoughts in the end. So bear with me. Sometimes things might overlap in the timeline and stuff. So I will try to be as concise as possible. Before we dive in, if you haven't already, don't forget to hit that like button if you like this kind of content, and subscribe if you are new to my channel. I post videos every Monday and Friday, but I have been doing Wednesdays as well, so yeah. Okay, without further ado, let's talk about one of the worst weeks of my life. So on June 16th, I celebrated the 2-year anniversary of Out of My League, which was one of my best-selling books. Back in May, it hit 33 in the entire Kindle store, and it was just really exciting to reflect on the entire journey that had led to that point of that book being 2 years old. Because that book kind of like identified the beginning of my self-publishing journey. That was the book I decided, I made the choice over. So it was just a really great reflection. That same day, I got an email from Kdp, from actually Kindle Content Review. It says, "Hello.
During your review, we found that the browse categories listed in the following books may cause a misleading customer experience. The browse categories listed for the following books aren't relevant to the content topics. What Are Friends For? A standalone friends, lovers, romance."
And it doesn't say the category that it wasn't relevant to.
As a result, the irrelevant browse categories have been removed from your books. Adding irrelevant browse categories is a violation of our content guidelines and may result in the suspension or termination of your Kdp account.
Regards, Amazon KDP. So I got that email at 5:52 in the morning. I probably saw it as soon as I woke up because I'm the kind of person that checks their email as soon as they wake up. And I remember thinking nothing of it. Like, because if you get that email, yes, it's scary because like the threat in there of it can result in the suspension or termination of your KDP account. That's terrifying, yes. Like, nobody wants to get that email. But I remember I got the email and I had my heart like skip a beat a little bit. But I'm like, okay, well, they removed the category. There's nothing I gotta do. There's nothing I gotta worry about. I was just like, okay, like, I'm not gonna let it bring down my mood. And I just moved on from that. Looking back, I wish I still had that innocence. So then that takes us to the next day, Friday, June 17th. That was actually a pretty normal day. I was gonna actually be celebrating the 2-month deadline until my next book that's coming out. It was 2 months away that day. And I had all the content kind of planned for it. Like, I had my stories made in advance. I had a post I was going to post on my Instagram feed. I had everything made up in advance. And I was really excited to share the 2-month kind of anniversary post. Not anniversary, but you know what I'm saying. And I actually had to go to work that day. So when I got home from work, it was probably like within a half hour, which is good because if I had gotten this email at work, y'all best be betting I would have walked out to go figure out what was going on. But at 2:20 p.m. on June 17th, I got this. I don't even know what to say right now. We'll talk more when I feel emotionally stable. Because I don't feel emotionally stable right now. Email nobody wants to see in their inbox, and the email I definitely did not want to see in mine.
Hello! We have temporarily suspended your Kdp account because you have uploaded material through your account that does not comply with our content quality guidelines. Irrelevant keywords, BISAC codes, and/or browse categories may result in a poor customer experience and/or inaccurate search results. You can see the violations reflected in the following titles. What Are Friends For? A standalone friends, lovers, romance. In the Kindle store categories, Kindle books, children and young adults, literature, and fiction. Before we can reinstate your account, we need you to do the following. Reply to this message with the following declaration. I will improve the quality of all future submissions and will correct the issues with the outstanding titles you have for sale on Amazon. and review your catalog to ensure it meets Kindle quality content guidelines, which can be found here, and correct the metadata, including keywords, bisects, and categories of any content that does not meet our quality guidelines within 10 business days. Until we receive a response from you regarding this issue, your account will remain blocked.
Regards, thank you, Betty. So let's dissect the email really quick. So the day before, I had gotten that email that said you have misleading categories in your book, in your metadata, categories in your, I don't know. Did not tell me the categories that were in my book. However, this email does. It says the category that is misleading to my book and is causing a poor customer experience. Children and young adults, literature and fiction. So, I tried looking up the category on Amazon, and Amazon doesn't have a children and young adults section. They just have a children's and they just have a young adult. However, this one's grouping children and young adults together. But on the upload side of Amazon, there is a kind of age group that says juvenile. And juvenile is the children and young adults. I actually have my books in juvenile love and romance because my books are, young adult, and they are in the young adult category. So yes, my books are definitely young adult. They're quite sweet. There's no mention of sex on the page, no mentions of sex at all. If they're swear words, they're very mild. So it's not like a steamy romance book that is in the children and young adults category. It's definitely a young adult book. As for literature and fiction, I did some digging, and apparently literature and fiction is literally just any kind of fiction work. So technically, my book would be in literature and fiction. I would think. The children and young adults is kind of the juvenile fiction, and my book is juvenile fiction, so technically, I wouldn't say it would create a poor user experience. I would not say that's misleading content. It's not like the category it was in was an erotica category or a fantasy category or a paranormal romance category. It literally was still in the juvenile fiction category, which I am in with this book because it's juvenile, it's young adult. I mean, maybe I'm taking it too broad. I could be, but if you were going to get nitpicky and suspend somebody's account over it, I don't think this necessarily would be the battle you'd want to pick because I feel like it's not, I don't know. However, we got that email. I probably saw it at probably 2:25 or 2:27 because I ended up replying at 2:30, which was 10 minutes later.
And I had said, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize this book was violating anything. The book with the ASIN, like that is a young adult book. And then I included the line they wanted me to include, which is I will improve the quality of all future submissions. And I said, I'm so sorry again.
Thank you for letting me know, and I'll fix it as soon as my account is unblocked. And I was kind of expecting a quick response. I did not get one. Once I sent that email, my thoughts were still spinning. I was still in full-on panic mode because I had this screen when I tried to log into my Kindle dashboard. Not a fun screen to see. So I was still in peak panic mode. And so I sent another email. And I said, hello.
Will the account be reinstated and then I'll have the opportunity to fix it? It doesn't seem like I can fix the category without access to my account. Again, I'm so sorry for this issue. I didn't realize it was a misleading category.
That was me just wanting to send another email to see if they would respond back to me and get the email. Spoiler alert, they didn't. Also, I sent that email at 6:34 that same day. I sent another email June 18th at 11:14 a.m., which was me just copying and pasting the I will improve the quality of all future submissions and correct the issues with the outstanding titles. I was like, okay, maybe I just have to say that specific line. Maybe that's what I have to do. Maybe I don't need any of the other kind of stuff. Maybe it has to be that specific line. So that's why I sent that one. And you can kind of see my panic is just okay, please respond back to me. At that point, it's been a day. It's been nearly 24 hours, and I was still panicking. I mean, come on. Your entire Amazon account is gone. Is panicking. It's panic mode. And no one's responding to me. So then I sent another email on June 19th at 11:58 a.m., which was nearly 48 hours.
And I said, hello, I just want to make sure my email went through. I will improve the quality of all future submissions and will correct the issues. And I said, I'm so sorry, there was an issue. Looking forward to your response, Sarah.
Spoiler alert. I didn't get a response from that one either. This whole experience has been Interesting to say the least. Backtracking just a bit, back to June 18th, 11:12 a.m. For some reason, Kindle customer support got involved. KDP customer support got involved. From the email that said, will my account be reinstated and then I'll have the opportunity to fix it. It doesn't seem like I can fix the category without access to my account. So for some reason, KDP customer support saw that email. I still don't know why.
But they said, "Hi Sarah, if you would like our content review team to reopen your KDP account, kindly reply back to the original email with the below mentioned declaration."
It is the same canned declaration.
"I understand that this will need your additional efforts and may cause inconvenience to you. I request your cooperation and understanding in this issue. Thank you for using Amazon KDP."
And I was like, buddy, I did that.
I said, "I did this yesterday at 3:30 p.m. EST and I still haven't heard a response. Would you know how long I should expect to hear a response? Thank you so much for having me through this, Sarah."
And I sent my response. I don't remember how long it was, and I already clicked out of the email thread. But the response actually came in at 12:05. So, like, within an hour, y'all. Within an hour.
"Hello, Sarah. If you've already replied to our content review team, then you can expect a response in the next 48 hours. In case you have any other questions or concerns, please feel free to contact me. Contact us, and we'll be more than glad to assist you."
So, KDP customer support, top notch. I'm a fan. And so I said, on Monday, June 20th, that was when the 48 hours has been up, I emailed that agent again, and I said,
"Hello, thank you for responding. Is there a way you can check with the content review team about my status? It's been almost 72 hours and I haven't gotten a response. I'm hoping my email went through to them and didn't get lost somewhere in the shuffle. Thank you so much."
I didn't think this would be the case. Like, I was just saying that to be like, hey, can you just please make them accept my account and reinstate it? Because at least this person was responding. You know what I mean? Like, at least they were responding. I haven't had anybody else respond to me except for this random customer support agent who came into the shuffle. Like, I have no idea why, and I have no idea how my email got to him. But he's there. And you know what? He's the only one responding to me. We're gonna, like, latch onto him and make sure he does not, like, leave. He cannot escape. Okay, so on Monday, June 20th at 3:39 p.m., about 3 hours later, I believe, that person said,
"Hello, Sarah. Thank you for writing back to KDP. The content review team has not received your email yet. Please try replying back to that email again, or you can reply back to this email. We can forward it to our content review team for you. Thanks for your time, Sarah. Thanks for using Amazon KDP."
This is a different agent, so I feel like my connection with the previous one has been a little bit lost. But you know, it's fine. It's fine. But the whole point of that email, the content review team has not received your email yet. I've sent 4. I sent 4 emails back to the content review team, and I didn't receive any of them. I still don't understand why, because I checked who I was sending it to. It was still the content review team. I checked. To this day, I still don't understand why they did not get my emails. You know what? Brief pause, because I just realized I've been talking for 21 minutes for one, but for two, and during this whole ordeal, I could not place a phone call to Amazon KDP. I got a lot of suggestions to do that, and it was really great suggestion, but you can't place a phone call. So when you're locked out of your account, when your account is closed, you have a contact us option, but it only gives you like an email box to type out your issue and then you can send it. You cannot access the entire panel of help categories. You can only say, hey, my account was terminated in error, here's why. And there's no phone call, which, to be honest, I think that's the time for a phone call. I'm trying really hard not to be upset. And I had a few friends offer to try and find the phone number from their contact page, but that's also not possible because when you try to contact Amazon through a phone call, you put a phone number down for them to call you back. But even if somebody were to put in my phone number for them to call back, they say, can you please confirm the name on your KDP account? And so if I said Sarah Sutton and not the person whose account it is, they will hang up. So that would not have worked. So there was no way I could call anybody, which was infuriating because when you are out of your account for an entire weekend, it's infuriating. And I had a lot of people say, well, maybe it's because it is, maybe it's a weekend, it's a holiday weekend. But I mean, totally possible, but the KDP customer support had been emailing me all the weekend. And I was just like, this is an issue where you work weekend. So, I mean, I didn't have confirmation that nobody was working that weekend, but I just kind of felt like This is an issue where we should be working weekends, friends. So the customer support did not get my email. So I was like, hey, please forward it to them. And then I sent that on June 20th. I said, please, send it. And then they sent it. That was at 3:49. So on Monday, June 20th, I asked the customer support to forward my email to KDP content review. So on June 21st, 6:52 a.m., I got the glorious email I've been waiting to hear since Friday.
Thank you for your email concerning the status of your account. After reviewing your response, we have reinstated your account. We will once again accept your titles for possible publication. Please be advised that all your submissions must comply with our content guidelines. Upon reinstatement of your account, you must review your catalog and remove any or other titles currently available for sale on Amazon that do not comply with the KDP content guidelines. Please note that your future submissions may be subject to additional review prior to being published. This may result in a delay of publishing. Please be aware that violations of our content guidelines may result in suspension or termination of your KDP account.
Yay! Finally, we have what we've been looking for, the reinstatement of my account. And as soon as it was reinstated, I dove into my KDP bookshelf and I went to a different store and I was fully expecting to see one of my BISAC categories was in the juvenile literature and fiction. And I was going to delete it and just replace it with another romance category. However, the only categories in my BISAC, because you only can choose two, juvenile love and romance, and then romance contemporary and fiction contemporary romance. Those are the only two. So not children's and young adult fiction. So I was like, okay. So where's the issue? Where's the issue that y'all suspended my account over? Because I can't find it. However, if you publish through KDP, you may know that you can add up to, I think it's 10 categories if you email the kind of KDP support page. And I had done that once upon a time. I had added categories, but I couldn't figure out how to see my categories, so I wasn't sure how to check them. But somebody sent me an awesome link where I could check the categories, and children and young adult literature and fiction was not in my categories list. So I'm like, okay, I don't know why it's not, I don't know why this is happening. Please, friends, I don't know where the issue is that you suspended my account over. And so I said that. I said, I just
reviewed the title in question and why it was removed, but the BISAC category listed is not entered for that book. And then I said it was what it was. I do not have it listed under children and young adults literature and fiction as this suspension email stated. Can you please confirm this for me? I don't see the errors. I don't know how to fix it.
And then that was at 7:09 a.m. And then I sent it again, just because I wasn't sure it went through, because my emails, I don't know what it is with that Kindle content review email, but none of it was working for me. So we went back to customer service and I said,
do you by chance have a phone number I can call for the content review team? I'm unable to find the issues they suspended me for, and I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything, and I'm not sure my emails are going through. Sorry for the hassle, but thank you for helping me through this.
On Wednesday, June 22nd, I received this email from Kindle Account Review. So not content review, but account review.
It says, hello, I can confirm that your account is now active and you have full access to your bookshelf. Please let us know if you still cannot access your account so we can investigate this issue further. Please be aware that violations of our content guidelines may result in a suspension or termination of your KDP account. Thank you for your cooperation.
And I'm like, no, that's not my issue. I know it's there. I can see that it's reinstated, but I can't see the issue that I was suspended for. My book is not in that category you guys said it was. And at this point, I'm starting to think, okay, well, back on June 16th, when they were saying that, when they sent that first initial email about how there was a category around my book that they removed, maybe that was this whole ordeal. Maybe that kind of launched it. That was the category and then they removed it, but I was still suspended for it. I don't know. But that's kind of where my head was at this point. This was kind of where I was getting a little bit annoyed because I got that email twice from two different agents that I can confirm that your account is now active and you have full access to your bookshelf. Copy and pasted, word for word. I got that email twice from 2 different people on 2 separate occasions. So this is where my patience was running thin. I said, hello.
This is not the question I had. I know I have access to my bookshelf, but I cannot find the issue my account was suspended for. When my account was suspended, it said I had 10 business days to fix the issue the stated book had, but I cannot find the issue mentioned. It said that the ASIN in question, that one, and I said the category, and I said what the categories were in, and then I ended it with, I just want to confirm, since I cannot find the issue in 10 business days, my account will be shut down. I just want clarification about where this issue is that they temporarily suspended my account over so I can fix it. Thank you, Sarah.
This is where I lose my marbles, because this is the fun answer that I received 4 separate times.
We hope this email finds you well. As per our policy, we reserve the right to disclose any type of information we consider sensitive data, and we're unable to elaborate further on specific details regarding our terms and conditions beyond what is available at the links.
Regards. So I got that email once on June 22nd, twice on June 22nd, copy and pasted word for word by a separate agent, once on June 23rd by a separate agent, and then another time on June 23rd by a separate agent. So I got that email 4 times from 4 separate agents, copy and pasted, no confirmation that the issue that they suspended my account for was not there. No confirmation that in 10 business days, because I can't find the issue, they won't suspend my account. No confirmation about anything other than we reserve the right not to tell you if your account is in good standing and if you are going to get shut down in 10 days. We reserve the right not to tell you where the issue we suspended your account was for. We reserve the right not to tell you whether or not it's fixed. So basically, you know what? How about you just wait in anxiety for the next 10 business days, and then we'll see where we end up. So it's not a great resolution because there kind of is no resolution because I'm filming this video before the 10 business days is up. And quite honestly, just thinking about it all, it makes me so sick to my stomach at the idea that in 10 business days, once again, the rug can just get pulled out from underneath me. It makes me so sick. It makes me sick with nervousness, anxiety, like, what if that happens? What am I going to do? Because clearly not helpful. I just don't understand how somebody can be like, hey, can you just confirm that the issue is gone? That way I know my account will get shut down in 10 days. They say, no. Can you just confirm where the issue is so I can fix it so my account doesn't get shut down in 10 days? No. I don't understand how that's totally possible. A lot of people have brainstormed with me, and we're kind of leaning towards the idea that it was a bot that temporarily suspended my account. But what I kind of think happened when I got that initial email on June 16th saying, we found this misleading category, we've removed it, be aware that you can be suspended for misleading categories. I think then the next day when I was suspended, that was them following through on the whole, like, you had a misleading category, now you're suspended. I think there might have just been like a time delay between those 2 emails. Maybe they should have happened closer together so they were like connected. But initially, I hadn't connected those emails in my head. I just thought like the one day they said, we found misleading stuff. It probably should have been the same email, but I think they were connected, if that makes any sense. As of right now, I do not have a confirmation of what was wrong. I do not have a confirmation of whether or not it is fixed. Today is June 24th, so it could, in a few days, it could just go bye-bye all over again, and I don't know what I would do because customer service was pretty good. I mean, the customer service side was good. The account service, the account review, content review, not helpful. I actually did place a phone call to customer service. I don't remember what day it was. But if you guys don't know me, I have horrendous phone anxiety, and I'm not even saying that as an excuse. So it was really hard to kind of like talk myself up to make that phone call. Even though it was like super duper important, it was still really hard for me to kind of like sit down and like not shake enough that I could make the phone call. But I did end up making the phone call to customer service, and I was really proud of myself. But I was like, hey, can you just give me the phone number for content review or account review? And the guy's like, actually, sorry, those sections of KDP don't have phone numbers. And I'm like, why do they not have phone numbers? They're like they're one of the most important branches. Why do they not have a phone number? It drives me insane. I don't know why they don't have a phone number. Maybe because they're based in a different country and like with the long distance calls it wouldn't work. I have no idea, but they did not have a phone number that I could contact even when my account was reinstated. The only phone number I had was to customer service, and they can't do anything. The guy told me he could forward my request to content review and account review, and that's what he did, and that's when I got back the "we reserve the right to not disclose" emails. So he did everything right. He was helpful, but it's just the account review and the content review that don't act like they want to help me fix it. It's more like the "we're going to punish you and ask questions later." So yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. I know it's not like a feel-good video. I know every indie author who's watching this is probably like feeling that same amount of anxiety. Like, oh my gosh, what if this happens to me? Because I know, whenever I saw those posts on Facebook, I had the exact same thought. Oh my gosh, what if this happens to me? And it's not a fun feeling. I did want to say, I got a lot of DMs about people telling me not to have my books in KU. Why this is why you don't have your books in KU. It's dumb that I have my books in KU. I bet I'm regretting it. And I appreciate the kind ones that were just trying to be helpful, but for the people who were kind of like condescending and acting like I didn't know this was a possibility. Like, obviously this is a possibility, you know? And I understand that having your eggs in one basket is something that people tell you not to do. But I think it's very important to know that everybody's business models are different. The reasons why they're in KU is different. Their success in KU is different than other authors' successes in KU or not successes in KU. With anything, it's like there are flaws, but I don't think it's necessarily fair to say you're dumb. This is why you shouldn't be in KU. This is why you should be wide. I don't think that's fair. To be blunt, I am making way more in KU than I ever did wide, and I was wide for 1.5 years. And now I've been in KU for, it's coming up on 1 year in September. In this year alone, we're 6 months into the year, I've doubled the entirety of what I made last year. So, I mean, KU works for me. I understand it doesn't work for everybody, and I understand people may have their opinions on it. Don't call me dumb because I'm in KU, okay? Being in Kindle Unlimited is not the reason why my account was suspended. It doesn't have anything to do with why my account was suspended. And thank you for respecting my choice. I do think this is going to be the same way with every company. A lot of companies, especially when they're as big as Amazon, they don't have the manpower to give everybody kind of like individualized care. And I completely understand that. However, I feel like when accounts get shut down, that should probably take a little bit of priority. Do you know what I mean? Just a little bit. You should give a little bit more personalized care for that. I shouldn't be getting copy and pasted emails. But then again, I don't know how often this happens. But as of where I'm standing right now, I cannot find where my book is in the children and literature genre. I can't find it. I don't think it's in it. I actually forgot to mention, I did get an email. Where was this? There's so many emails of that copy and pasted, "Hey, as per our policy," that I cannot find. There we go. This one comes from Richard. Richard is a real one. So, Richard, you are awesome. But on June 22nd, he sent me this email, and this was kind of the only email that I needed to use as proof for in the future if anything does happen. So Richard emails me, "Hello, Sarah.
Thank you for your response. I hope you're having a lovely day.
Look at that. Richard.
I understand you have some concerns regarding the categories added to your book, What Are Friends For? It'll be a pleasure to provide you more information.
Richard.
Your book, What Are Friends For, is in the following categories: teen and young adult, literature and fiction, social and family issues, friendship; teen and young adult, romance, contemporary; teen and young adult, romance, clean and wholesome; romance, inspirational, general; romance, contemporary.
I don't really know why it's in the romance, inspirational, general category. I probably should take that out before they get me for that one too. And then he adds, like, to add additional categories to your books, contact us using the following link. I hope this helps. Stay safe. Richard. A real one. But that was kind of all I needed, because before, when they suspended my account, they said I had a misleading category, and they told me it was in children and literature and fiction, that category. But now I have an email that says, no, my book was not in that category. So if anything were to come up, I can use this email and, you know, go from there. And that was kind of the confirmation I was looking for. Like, my book is not in that category to my knowledge. Like, I've never put that category into my book. And so it was just really helpful that Richard was able to kind of like confirm this for me and then give me something to use in case in 10 business days something does happen. But that's where we're leaving things. It's not a very satisfying ending. I know, it feels like we're turning off the movie like 10 minutes before the end. I hope this was still interesting. I know it's not really something that you can glean any information off of other than don't put your books in misleading categories. Yeah, so don't put your books in misleading categories. Don't use misleading keywords. Make sure you're targeting your book as concisely and as appropriately as possible. And if this ever happens to you, I'm very sorry. There are definitely some improvements to be made on Amazon's side in terms of like promptness and having like an actual person you can call when your account is getting shut down, because in that moment you don't want to wait for an email. It feels like a punishment in and of itself, like being forced to wait for an email for who knows how long. For me, before customer support reached out, I was waiting for days because I could not, like, my emails for some reason were not going through. And that's another important thing. Why were my emails not going through? Because if customer support never got involved, what would I have done? I feel really bad ending this video without some kind of happy note, but I don't. If you followed me on Instagram for this whole journey, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your guys' support and encouragement and just kind words, because when you're in like an anxiety moment, and this one lasted an entire weekend, it's really discouraging and you really feel like you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it was really, really nice to have people kind of offer their support, offer their tips on how to like alleviate some anxiety and just listen to me rant, because that's really important to get a lot of it off your chest sometimes. And I appreciate every single one of you who did reach out. That was a time and a half, and I am glad it's over. Hopefully I don't make a part 2 video in 10 business days where my account is now gone again. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support me, don't forget to tap that subscribe button and that like button down below. My books are always available in the links down below as well. Teaching the Teacher's Pet comes out in less than 2 months. I don't know the math, but it comes out in less than 2 months. And if you guys want to pre-order it, the link to do so is down below as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Sarah Sutton. I'm an indie author of 6, soon to be 7 books, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!